Okay, it's time to do an update on my John Deere Z960M zero-turn mower. Not a whole lot going on with me photographically right now, so the gear updates on the cameras, there's not really a whole lot going on. I'll do a little update on my Z7 later on, which is what I'm using this to record this video. So I'm replacing the tires. I had some HD Field Track Carlisle tires. I'll show you those more closely here in a few minutes. We've got the wheels off, and what I did was the original tires were the Carlisle, where were they? Turfmaster tires. So I went to something like the HD Field Track tires over there to get more traction on the hills, which I've got a lot of here, especially when it's wet. But those tires are just too aggressive, especially if you don't do a really wide turn. They just kind of twist into the soil, and all those knobs on them, they just really eat up the grass. So I've got my wheels off here. The shiny stuff you see on them is just kind of the fluid film. If you've never heard of fluid film, it's an awesome product. It's a rust preventative, corrosion prevention. It's kind of like, you could use it kind of like a lubricant. You can buy it in a gallon. You can buy it in the spray cans, and that stuff, it doesn't dry out. It's kind of non-toxic. It's made from like a sheep wax, the sheepskin wax, or like a lanolin. And it just, you can even, like if you wash your car, not car, but like let's say you wash the paint on the mower, and it's got a little bit of fade in it, you can rub that stuff on and just rub it in really good, and it put a really deep, shine on it. So it's just, you can use it for all kinds of stuff, but it's really good for rust prevention, and I've got a bunch of it on there now, and plus that'll help the new tires go on. So just another update about my Z7, not Z7, my Z960M. I got my camera and my mower mixed up. The front tires, I replaced those. I used to have those run flat tires, or semi-pneumatic they would call them, but those things were like a rock, and this mower is kind of rough, and my yard out there is really bouncy, so I wanted something to be a little softer. So I got bought the John Deere tire and wheel assembly, and just swapped those out with air-filled tires. And unfortunately they came from John Deere with some cheap tires on them. I don't know, some Chinese brand I've never heard of. So I'll probably replace those with some Carlisle straight rib tires in the future. But while I've got it off, I just have you look at these tough torque transmissions back here. So of course there's one on each side, and these things are really beefy. Never had any trouble at them. They do really well with the power. There's no fading or anything. It's just lots of power. And on the hills I have, it's never been any issue. There's some little channels that kind of go straight all the way down through this. It's knocking some of the dirt out. Apparently it's supposed to be probably for cooling. So I had to knock all the mud out of there. As you see, the mud I've got here on the back of the mower deck. Had to mow some wet areas, especially in the springtime. It just, there's really nothing I can do about it. It just stays wet a lot of times. And that's why I bought these tires over here, which is these Carlisle HD Field Tracks. And you can see with all the knobs on them, if you just turn without doing a really wide turn, that those just kind of twist into the ground. And it's, if you've got a really nice thick layer of grass, it's not too bad. But if you've got a lightly grassed area, it's really going to tear it up, and you get down to the dirt really quick. And then I've got problems with erosion, so I don't want to deal with that. So waiting on my Carlisle Turf Smart tires. I'm not getting the Turf Masters. I'm going with the Turf Smart. So again, there's the Tough Torque brand hydros. One on each side, of course, and like I said, they seem to be really beefy and very heavy duty. Never had any trouble at all at them. This got about 170 hours on it so far, my mower. And this is the one, of course, with the let's see, what is it? The FX 921, I believe it is. It's a 31 horse, 999cc V-twin Kawasaki. So got it jacked up and on two jack stands. This jack is really not made for jacking that up. You know, it's only, what, 500-pound capacity is what they say, but just jacked it up enough to get those two of the jack stands under it. So I'll do a little update, I guess, when I get the new tires on there, but this is what it is right now. And again, I did have a little rust in a few of these spots. This one here where I already sanded it down and put a bunch of fluid film on there. So I had some that slime tire sealant in there just as a prevention if I run over a thorn or something, but I'm not going to put any of that in there this time. I think that probably might have been what caused it to rust. It when I took it apart, it really just looked like black runny water. It wasn't really kind of gooey slime like you would thought it would be. But that's the update for now. My Z960, and once I get the new Carlisle Turf Smart tires, again they're 24 by 12-12, same tire, or same size as factory tires, and same size as the HD Field Track tires over there. So that's it for now, and once I get those on there, I'll do a little update. By the way, if you don't have a half-inch cordless impact, these are really convenient. This is that one that Lowe's sells. It's Cobalt brand. But to get the tires off, it's really pretty simple. Just this little pry bar and another kind of long pry bar there, but this is more for you know, like woodworking and so on. You just take the this side, jam it up under the bead and twist it. You know, just be careful that you don't damage the tire because it's a little sharp on the side, but if you get it in there just right and just twist on it, it'll knock it off the bead and have the tires off of the rim in, you know, less than 10 minutes. It's really simple. And you just use the screwdriver and the other pry bar there to kind of get a grip on it and keep it, hold it in place as you keep going around and getting it off little by little. Alright, that's it for now.